Collective, if you are not a child and you are in a place where you're being taught the correct things to say, or you're being taught the correct way to act, and the emphasis is on act here, you are likely under a counterfeit gospel, false gospel for the term we most of us know. Um, the Spirit of Christ produces transformation. It's the entire purpose of the dissemination of that Spirit. The Spirit actually produces transformation, and that transformation spreads throughout the body, not because it's being spoken, but because there is actual power being disseminated and there's actual transformation. So, what happens when a person starts talking about things, starts talking about the right way to act or the right things to do? There's kind of a high that's produced. There's a dopamine high that is produced. So you start talking about what a Christian is supposed to act like, and what a Christian is supposed to do, and it makes you feel good. So essentially, what we have in this thing called the church is drug dealers. We are selling dopamine to each other, and there is no actual transformation occurring. We have um, the spirit of the Antichrist standing at the pulpit telling us, don't do this and don't do that, and be this way and be that way. And that is not how the Spirit of Christ works. That's not how God's Spirit works. The way God's Spirit works is someone is transformed spiritually, and then changes occur. As a natural result of that transformation, that person then begins saying certain things and doing certain things that are in line with the transformation of the spirit. It's not about talk, it's about transformation. And if there is no actual transformation happening in the body you are in, then you are under a counterfeit gospel. If a pastor is standing at the pulpit telling you, don't fornicate, don't bear false witness, don't do this, don't do that, it is clear that that message is not coming from the Spirit of Christ. If it is coming from the Spirit, if it's not coming from the Spirit of Christ, that means it's coming from the spirit of Antichrist. If there is a person who is regularly or practicing fornication, or who is practicing this sin or practicing that sin, they're doing it because there is an underlying issue. The thing they're practicing is not the sin. The thing they're practicing is a result of the sin. And if someone that's kind of like, if I have a fire in my house and it's an electrical fire or a gas fire, and someone comes to put out the fire, but they don't turn off the electricity or they don't turn off the gas, that person likely is not an authorized firefighter. Because an authorized firefighter, when there's a fire, the first thing they do is go to the gas main and turn off the gas. If there's someone at that pulpit telling you don't do this and don't do that, that means they are unaware of the spiritual fact that there are underlying issues. And if they're unaware of the spiritual fact that there are underlying issues, that message is not coming from God, because God knows there are underlying issues. The entire purpose of our healing is to deal with the underlying issues. So don't take my words or what I'm saying here out of context. When I talk about people acting a certain way or saying the same things, this is the church we're under today. They teach you how to appear godly. They teach you the right things to say and the right way to appear, but there is no actual transformation. It is a false gospel.